What up, y'all? Welcome back, Conspiracy University. Alright, so what I got here, we're going to do a little bit of reporting, some actual proper, truthful, some real reporting, and let's see if y'all can tell me what y'all think. So it reads here, ABC News, solemn filling officials to expand search after lost black cemetery identified at Air Force Base in Florida. At least 121 likely graves were found inside MacDill Air Force Base. Officials at MacDill confirmed the location of the lost Port Tampa Cemetery, a burial site where many black families were buried during segregation, after an archaeological survey identified 121 possible graves at the base in Tampa, Florida. Research and surveys of the area for more possible graves will continue through 2024, base officials told ABC News. It's a solemn feeling to know that one of Tampa's lost cemeteries is located here where we live and work. Second Lieutenant Lauren M. Anderson, a public affairs officer at the United States Air Force Base, told ABC News on Friday. She added, but with that also comes a sense of closure. Rediscovering Port Tampa Cemetery means we can now pay our respects to those who have been laid to rest here and know that they are no longer a forgotten part of history. In 2019, researchers at the Tampa Bay History Center reached out to MacDill Air Force Base to alert them that the possibility that the cemetery was located inside the base after they found records dating back to 1939 that gave a rough description of where the Port Tampa Cemetery was located. I used that information and looked at maps that we had at the History Center, and was able to pretty much locate where that cemetery should have been on what is now the property of the federal government and MacDill Air Force Base, but at that time was not. Well, all right. Rodney Kite Powell, a historian at the Tampa Bay History Center, told ABC News. A year later, base officials determined that the cemetery was located near Tinkerway Gate inside the base in 2022 and 2023. Officials conducted a non-intrusive archaeological survey that identified 121 likely graves located in what was the possible location for the African American cemetery. For the black community, it means a lot, Yvette Lewis, president of the NAACP Hillsborough County branch, told ABC News on Friday about the discovery of the gravesite. Some people didn't even know that they had ancestors that were in some of these graves located in the cemetery. So that right there is a sigh of relief that we located the missing or the stolen African American cemetery, she said. Alright, y'all, so look, I'm going to go ahead and stop it right there as far as this part, alright? Because once I start to get into too much of the BS, when I start to see too much cap, it kind of just irks me a little bit. So let's not take it any further. But what I will say as far as this article here is that they made sure to specify up here with Mr. Rodney Kite Powell, where he says the cemetery had. Okay, I'm sorry. I used that information and looked at maps that we had at the History Center, and was able to pretty much locate where the cemetery should have been on what is now the property of the federal government and MacDill Air Force Base, but at that time was not. Alright, let's keep that in mind. And then, of course, they're going to bring out the NAACP lady so she can come over here and say a few words and make it seem like, oh, it's all fine and good, We got the NAACP involved, so, there's no foul play going on. Look. I'm not buying none of it. I'm not buying none of it. And now let me explain. Alright, so like I said, I'm not buying any of it. And I'm calling cap. Now, I'm not saying that they did not uncover the lost cemetery. What I'm saying is that something else is at play here because, for one, why are they uncovering a lost cemetery underneath government property where there is an Air Force base? Secondly, that cannot be the only one as big as an Air Force base is. Now, of course, I could be wrong about all this, but what they're telling us is, because they did specify in the article that it was in 1939, and then they also specified that they did not own it at the time. All right. So what they're trying to tell us is that I have here the Wikipedia pulled up of MacDill Air Force Base. All right. So they're going to give us the details here. Built 1939, in use from 1939 until present. So basically, what they're saying is that the government bought the land and intended to make a Air Force base, and they did that all less than a 12-month period. and had it functioning at the same right away, the same year. So they bought it. They were able to acquire all the permits. They were able to hire all the construction workers, make all the roads, build all the buildings, everything that they had to do. The electrical work. Goodness gracious, could y'all imagine how much work it's going to take to build a military base? Now, there is some information that I did find that I'm choosing not to really put on this video only because YouTube they be they be playing around too much, right? And I'm just quite frankly I'm tired of getting strikes, y'all. So I don't want them, how they say you shouldn't be poking your nose around where you should. I don't want to get any type of. I'm trying to play ball, all right? But y'all take my word for it. While doing some digging, I did find out that it took them approximately 3 years, 3 to 4 years, in order to lay the foundation and the roads throughout the entire base. And that's not speaking for the buildings they had to build, all the other houses they had to build on there, whatever else they had to build on there. It's the Air Force Base. I'm sure they had to build hangars, all types of stuff. Just the roads and the foundations to the buildings. Approximately 3 to 4 years. So the federal government had acquired this land years before 1939. They're just letting us know that it was finished being built in 1939 and they opened it up. So the real question is, what was the government doing on this land before it was an Air Force base? And was the Air Force or the military also involved with, you know, injuring and harming enough people in order to have entire cemeteries underneath the ground? Lost cemeteries. And like I said earlier, y'all, more than likely they're going to uncover more than just that one. I mean, let's hope not. But again, it is the government. And we all know they be with that. They be with the BS. Now, like I said, y'all, I could be wrong. Hopefully I am. But if I'm not, y'all hear it here first. Once again, y'all, as always, I appreciate every single one of y'all who come over here and rock with me. Y'all keep your eyes open out there, homies. Stay safe.